Well guys, how's it going? Welcome along to another video. So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today, and that is review games in a series that I'm very fond of. A series of games that I'd probably consider to be my favourite series of all time. And it also contains my favourite game of all time as well. Yeah, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll probably already know what game it is. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about the Resident Evil series, and I'm going to be taking this off. It's funny hot with that one. Yeah, I'm basically imitating a Scottish, game collector, Scottish Duck 17, who's been doing games collection videos recently, and he's had a hood on, which I'm not gonna lie, it looked absolutely bloody hilarious. It was so blooming funny. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little bit of a parody of that. Yeah, Scottish Duck 17 is one of the first Scottish YouTubers I ever discovered, so I've been a big fan ever since, So yeah, I just thought his videos were really funny with his hood on. But yeah guys, this is something I do want to do more of in the future, reviewing a game series that I've played quite a lot of. So I'll probably do Sonic, Tomb Raider, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tekken, Soul Blade, Soul Calibur. I might do some of them. So if anyone's got any suggestions, definitely leave in the comments below. Even if you want me just to review a single game, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely consider it. So I do want to do more reviews and stuff this year. Get some more content out there rather than just doing games collection updates and pickups and stuff like that. So yeah guys, I'm going to be reviewing the Resident Evil series, the games that I've played anyway, which to be honest is most games. I've not played the Resident Evil 2 remake because it's not been that long and it's bumming £40. I'm only working part time, so I can't really afford to be buying games for £40. I mean I could, but I don't know, money would be pretty tight. So yeah, I'm not really going to be doing that. So I'll wait for a price drop when it's £15 and I'll probably pick it up because it looks tremendous, it really does. So anyway guys, we'll start off with the first game, of course, that I played in the series. It wasn't this version, but it was Resident Evil 1, but now I have the Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut. Which for me is it's the superior version of the game. You get an advanced difficulty setting, which is a hard mode, which I really like. I always play this in advance because I like a challenge in classic Resident Evil games. That's one thing I will say. I've played the game so many times, I do find them quite easy. Whereas this in advanced is pretty damn tough. Even to this day, I still find this pretty tough on advanced because the hunters and that do so much damage. So yeah, I do think this is the superior version because of that. You get hard difficulty, you get more enemies and stuff, you get items that are in different locations and that. You get different camera angles in the Director's Cut, and you get an extra costume for each character. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to have. Obviously this is more expensive to buy than the original Resident Evil 1, so if you've never played Resident Evil 1 before, I would probably say just stick with Resident Evil 1. But if you're a hardcore Resident Evil fan, I would definitely recommend this version. But yeah, this was the game that started it all for me. This is probably the game that I have to thank, for getting into survival horror games. Because ever since I played this game, I've loved horror games ever since. This game scared the crap out of me when I first played it when I was younger. Just the locations that are really creepy, the enemy designs, bumming giant snake, bumming just comes out of nowhere in the attic. It's so bumming creepy. Even to this day, its design's terrifying. And the music to accompany it, bumming stuff of nightmares. Even the hunters and that are bumming scary. Even to this day, they do so much damage on advanced difficulty in this game. It's bumming crazy. But yeah, I just love this game to death. This game still holds a massive place in my heart. It's like I say, the game that got me into survival horror games. You play through the game as either Jill or Chris. I always prefer playing it as Jill because Jill's got more inventory slots, which is blooming weird. I don't mind playing as Chris. I do think Chris has got some pretty entertaining dialogue in this game as well, but you only get 6 inventory slots compared to Jill's 8. I'm not being sexist, but you think massive bodybuilder Chris would have more inventory slots than Jill, but it's just the way it is. I guess Jill's got a side pack so she can carry more items. It's weird. So yeah, it definitely puts me off playing through the game as Chris. So you've got a lot of items to pick up, and you obviously have to backtrack to your inventory box quite a lot as Chris. So yeah, I definitely prefer playing as Jill. And everyone knows about this game for its brilliant voice acting. That's so bad that it's great. that was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich. And I'm going to find out what caused Forrest's death. It looks like he was killed by a crow or something. I also like the dialogue when Wesker meets Jill again. He's like, Jill, so you're safe. And then Jill's like, that's what I was going to say. Where on earth have you been? Yeah, massive emphasis on the word been. It's bloody hilarious. I cannot play this game while listening to the cutscenes without putting a smile on my face. This game's, it's so funny in that way. Like I say, it's so bad that it's great when it comes to like the voice acting and stuff. But overall, I just love this game for its locations. The mansion's blooming creepy. The guardhouse is really cool. Like the underground path's cool. The lab at the end of the game's blooming awesome as well. I mean, it's probably still my least favourite out of like the main Resident Evil games on PS1. But it's got a lot to, compete with, so yeah, it's not saying much. But yeah, this game still for me, a massive place in my heart. Always love this game, and yeah, it's a classic. Absolute classic, guys. And then of course we go on to Resident Evil 2. Which in my opinion was a step up, it definitely was. Again, played this when I was quite young as well. This one didn't scare me as much as Resident Evil 1. I do feel like I put that down to the fact that I played like Resident Evil 1 so much, I kind of got a little bit more like accustomed to like horror games. And obviously at this point I would be, a little bit older as well, so that would help. But this game's got 4 different campaigns. Wow. So much content. I mean, it's a lot of content. Even in like the Resident Evil 1 game, you can play as Jill and Chris. That's pretty damn cool. But it's got 4 different campaigns and 2 discs, which I absolutely love those discs. Look at the design on those discs. So bloody cool. Love it. Yeah, 4 different campaigns, which is just absolutely crazy. So much content. So if you start off with Leon, do his scenario first, you'll do the second scenario with Claire. But if you do Claire first, you do the second scenario as Leon, and each scenario's got like differences. So it's like 4 different games, like different like occurrences, I guess you could say. 4 different games with different like item locations, different like cutscenes and stuff. It's so much content. It really is. Again, so many like iconic locations like the police station. The sewers are actually pretty damn cool in this game. To be honest, they're pretty damn memorable for me. Obviously at the end game, like the factory and the lab at the end, are so bloody awesome. Probably one of my favourite parts in the game. And obviously this features my 2 favourite Resident Evil cards, as Leon and Claire. I really do like Chris and Jill, but for me, my 2 favourites are definitely Leon and Claire. I just absolutely love them together. They're so blooming good. And I'm glad they're still going in Resident Evil games to this day. So yeah, Resident Evil 2, just absolutely tremendous. Like I say, it is a step up. The voice acting's a lot better. It's not as funny, but it's a little bit more serious as far as like the voice acting goes and things. So yeah, definitely went for a more serious tone. The new enemies are alright, like the Lickers. I would probably still like prefer the Hunters from Resident Evil 1. They're more like terrifying to me, but the Lickers are still pretty damn creepy. The way they like crawl around the floor and like the ceiling and that is pretty damn creepy with their massive tongues. Because we hear them like breathing in the background. It's pretty damn creepy. And like the monster of William Birkins is pretty damn creepy as well. He's got his little blooming like offsprings going around the place, like mutating things and stuff. They're kind of like the facehuggers in like the Alien series in that way. But yeah, this game's so great. Like I said, it is a step up from Resident Evil 1. I will say I do prefer this game. I would say it's easier as well. This is probably like, in my opinion, one of the easier Resident Evil games. I don't really have like many problems with this game at all. To be honest, I never really have. The only like problem I ever had with this game when I was younger was getting lost. I didn't like die as much as like I did in the original Resident Evil, But yeah, I absolutely love this game to death. So good. So glad I got a remake. Please do Resident Evil 3, please. But yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, absolutely tremendous game. Love this to death. Love it to death, love it to death. You're going to be hearing that a lot in this video. And here we have the very, very battered Resident Evil 3. Which I consider to be my favourite game of all time. And another one of those reasons why I really want this game remastered, I think this game would be so bloody good with Nemesis creeping around the joint. It would be terrifying. It really would, because Nemesis is bloody creepy. He's a really like intimidating enemy. You do not want to cross paths with Nemesis. He'll kick your ass if you're not prepared. But yeah, I just love this game to death. They brought back Jill, who, of course, a different voice actor, a lot more serious tone again. Voice acting's obviously a lot better than Resident Evil 1. It's kind of like on par with Resident Evil 2 as far as voice acting goes. But yeah, what can I say about this game? It's so bloody good. The reason why I've got this bloody battered old case is because I do not want to change it. Look, £30 brand new, that's what I paid for it back in the day. I do not want to change this case, I really don't. Even though it's like battered beyond anything, I don't know, I just don't want to get rid of it. I just hold a place in my heart, you know. Bit of nostalgia going on there. But yeah, I just love this game to death. Again, the reason why I like this game more than the other Resident Evil games is it's so much more fast paced. Like the character in that moves a lot quicker. You get like a dodge. You can if you press a button at a certain point, you can actually dodge zombies and things. So that's a pretty damn cool feature. It keeps the game flowing pretty smooth. This game's also got a lot of RNG in it, so it kind of it's a little bit of a surprise element to it. There's like a park in the game. There's like a water bit you cross. There's like a bridge. And it could be zombies or it could be hunters, so it's like you're praying for zombies, but there's a chance it could be hunters. And then there's a part like past that where it could be hunters or it could be dogs. Again, praying for dogs because you don't want to deal with the hunters, you know. And it's like that for a lot of the game, you know, different enemy placements and stuff. So I really like that. It's so bloody good. I do like the whole gunpowder thing as well, where you can combine gunpowder A and combine gunpowder B to make different gunpowders. I mean, personally, I just love making freeze rounds all the time for my grenade launcher, because freeze rounds, as far as I'm aware, this is the only game in the Resident Evil series that's got freeze rounds, and freeze rounds are so bloody good. They slow enemies down so much, and they do a lot of damage. Definitely my preferred weapon, for taking on Nemesis is the freeze rounds, because Nemesis is fast. You want to slow that sucker down. So I don't know why they didn't bring back, freeze rounds, because they were so bloody cool. No pun intended. Yeah, they were so bloody awesome, freeze rounds. So great. One thing I'll say about this game is it does start off quite slow, because you do actually go back to a place from Resident Evil 2. You go back to the police station, which, it's alright, I guess, but I'd rather have different locations, but it's because this game takes place at the same time as Resident Evil 2, so it's kind of a reference to that, I think this takes place slightly after Resident Evil 2. The police station, that's all boarded up and stuff. You can't get to many places in the police station, so... But yeah, it's a nice little throwback. But for me, this game really kicks off when you get to the clock tower. The clock tower is so bloody good, and then the park, and then the underwater facility is so bloody good. It really is. So yeah, Resident Evil 3, like I say, favourite game of all time. Always gonna love this game to death. Just because of how fast paced it was. Maybe I prefer Resident Evil 2 if it was more faster paced. But yeah, just how fast this game runs, it's so fun to play. So yeah, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, absolutely love this game. Okay, so let's stop drooling for a moment and let's talk about something that a lot of people don't like, but I do like it. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure for me. And that is the last Resident Evil game on PS1, Resident Evil Survivor. Yep. So this was the first spin-off game in the Resident Evil series, and it's basically in first person. This game was kind of designed to use the light gun. It's definitely designed for that, but you can play it perfectly well with the controller. And yeah, a lot of people hate this game, and I can see why. The characters are very, very uninteresting. The voice acting's terrible, but it's not it's still terrible in a funny way, but the characters are not really that likable. I mean, at least, even though the voice acting was bad in Resident Evil 1, at least Barry, Jill, Chris, Rebecca, and, Wesker, at least they're all likable. In this, the characters aren't really that likable. You play as Art Thompson, this guy with big hands, and it's kind of he's got memory loss because he banged his head, and you have to figure out who you are. And there's kids in this game, and they're so bloody annoying. It's even the villain in this game is just so uninteresting. So this game's basically based on Resident Evil 2 as far as enemy designs go, apart from the final boss. So yeah, you've got the crocodile from Resident Evil 2, or the alligator, whatever you want to call it. You've got the moth from Resident Evil 2. You've got the zombie designs, which are from Resident Evil 2. the plants. So yeah, basically everything, all the enemies in this game, apart from the final boss, are Resident Evil 2 based. And Mr. X, of course, X is going to give it to you in this game. But yeah, I still like this game. You know, it's definitely the weaker, or one of the weaker Resident Evil games, but I still get a lot of fun out of this game. You can complete this game, like if you're like playing through it for the first time, it might take you about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but playing for this game now, you can complete it in like an hour. It's really, really short, you know, when you know what you're doing. So yeah. It's also got multiple paths, so you can take different routes, so that's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, Resident Evil Survivor, it's a guilty pleasure. I can recognise that it is a bad game, but I get some kicks out of it. I've played through this many, many times. Like I say, it's short. It's a guilty pleasure, what can I say? I like it. Okay, so we'll get on to the PS2 games now, which I think I've played the majority of, apart from Resident Evil Gun Survivor 2, which is based on Code Veronica. But it's like Survivor, but with a Code Veronica theme. And while we're talking about that, I might as well get it out. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Which I believe was the first game. First Resident Evil game for PS2. It's definitely the first one that I played anyway. Yeah, this is a game a lot of people consider to be like the last of the classic Resident Evil games, which I definitely agree with that. After this, I definitely went for like a more like action, you know, packed, you know, series. So this is a pretty good game as well. For me, the thing that lets this game down is it's pretty damn slow. Like the loading times at times can take, you know, quite a long time. And like the first like, area of the game's not really that interesting for me. I don't really like the palace and like the training facility. For me, they're not really that interesting. For me, the game only really like picks up when you get to Antarctica, which is like 2 or 3 hours into the game. So yeah, it's quite a slow start. For me, they could have cut out like quite a lot of stuff, you know, with this game. In this game, you play as Claire and Chris, and you play like half the game as Claire and then half the game as Chris. So yeah, I'm happy they brought Claire back. Claire's actually really, really good in this game. I really like her, you know, character and personality in this game. It's really bloody cool. I love the way she looks as well. Not gonna lie, she looks really, really cute in this game, I think. And Chris is actually really, really likeable in this game as well. You know, this is like the last of like the non-roidy Chris. You know, after this he turned into like roid rage. But I did like Chris in this. Chris was pretty damn cool. One thing I really don't like in this game is the side character, Steve. I could not stand Steve. He spends like the majority of the game like hitting on Claire, and you know, he's just really like awkward, and his whiny voice, oh my god, so blooming annoying. Sorry about that little misunderstanding. I thought you were one of those zombies. Oh, I don't want you following me. You'll only slow me down. Oh my god. Steve. Oh, yeah, he's so annoying. Such a whiny, like, just dislikable character. I don't think many people like his character. You know, I've read online that a lot of people find him really, really annoying. I can definitely see that. So bloody annoying. He really, really is. But apart from that, like I say, Claire and Chris are both really likeable characters. I really like the main villain as well, Alfred Ashford. And Alexia as well, she's really good as well. They're just like really like weird, like really like weird, strange, but also very, very interesting villains. I really like them. I think they're really bloody cool, especially like Alfred with his bloody crazy laugh. It's not the most manly of laughs, but it's so bloody funny. It really, really is. So give them props for that. Really interesting villains, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, it's a good enough game. Like I say, it's just a bit too long. There's like a few like parts that are really like uninteresting for me, but Antarctica is really, really good. That's like the highlight for me is Antarctica. Some boss fights are really, really good as well. I do like, you know, fighting Nosferatu, and like the giant spider, like the creature in the water is really good as well. And the final boss is pretty good as well. She takes so much damage, she really, really does. But in my opinion, a really good, you know, final boss. So yeah, I like this game. It's probably one of the most difficult Resident Evil games as well. But for me, this is always one of those games for me, it's kind of like lacking in health. So you have to really like be cautious when it comes to like health. I also forgot to mention the Tyrant Napoleon. Tyrant Napoleon's a good woman boss fight. Pretty damn tough as well, it can kill you really quickly. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention that one. But yeah, I do think it's a good game. Like I say, if it was a bit shorter, I would probably like enjoy it even more. I do think the length kind of like takes away a lot of the enjoyment of the game, but I still like it. I do think it's a good Resident Evil game. And like I say, the last of the classic, Resident Evil style. So yeah, good stuff. We'll get on to these games, I guess. I think I'll just talk about these up, like both at the same time, I guess. Resident Evil Outbreak and Resident Evil Outbreak File Number 2. Which I quite like these games. A lot of people are like mixed on these games, but I kind of like them, especially File 2. I do think this is like the superior of the two games. So these games are kind of like classic Resident Evil, but obviously got different characters. For me, my favourite characters were Kevin, Cindy and George. I think the characters work pretty damn well together. Obviously like Cindy was good at healing, George was good at creating medicine, and Kevin was good at like shooting and stuff. He had like a really powerful handgun. Kevin kind of reminds me of Leon. You can see there he's got his RPD gear on. Definitely reminds me of Leon. It really, really does. It's like Leon with long hair. And this Cindy, I'm not going to lie, Cindy's really cute. So she's like a waiter or something. But yeah, she's good at healing, so she's always good good character to have to mix herbs and things. But yeah, these games are really good, especially File 2. Because you get like a zombie infected zoo. So you get zombie infected crocodiles and lions and hyenas and things, and the final boss is like a giant like infected woman elephant. So yeah, zoo, pretty damn cool like location for a game. Also you can go to the PlayStation Resident Evil 2 in this game. So yeah, that's pretty damn cool, throwback as well. So these games are pretty good, pretty damn difficult as well. I do feel like these games are more suited to play online because you can play that game online. And I do feel like these games were meant for that. Because I will be honest, the computer AI in this game is absolutely terrible. They'll just do like everything in their power to get themselves killed, and they'll abandon you at first sight. It's blooming crazy. So yeah, like I said, I do think these are good games. Pretty damn difficult. They do take a lot of mastering, but once you get used to them, they're pretty fun. They just don't compare to like the Resident, the main Resident Evil games. Next we have Resident Evil Dead Aim, which I do consider to be one of my least favourite Resident Evil games. I don't think it's like terrible or anything, it's just very, very forgettable. I mean, I've completed this game 3 times, and like I say, for me, it's just very, 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 forgettable. So in this game you play as 2 characters, Bruce and Feng Ling. 2 very, very forgettable and uninteresting characters that you'll never see again. So that's probably why they're very, very uninteresting in that, because they're just thrown in there. You're not supposed to care about them because you're never going to see them again. It's just a spin-off game, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, for me, it's just very, very forgettable. For me, it takes place in a ship, and it's probably the best part of the game, but it's still not that interesting. Like, every area looks the same. I guess it's kind of like realistic because I guess like ships and that every floor probably does look the same, like same doors and that obviously, but I don't know, for me it's just very uninteresting, repetitive locations, and just kind of different. It's a little bit easier to get lost because everyone looks the same, So yeah, Resident Evil Dead Aim, not one of my favourite games. Again, I don't think it's terrible. It's just for me very, very forgettable and not that interesting. So yeah, Dead Aim. It's in third person, but when you aim, you go into first person, so it's kind of like Survivor in a way. So yeah, but like I say, completed it 3 times, but very forgettable. Rather play through Survivor any day of the week. Not gonna lie. Okay, so oh my god, here we go, guys. Here we go. Resident Evil 4. Wow. Just wow. I love this game to death. This is easily one of my favourite Resident Evil games of all time. I don't know if I'd put it above Resident Evil 1, but it's still behind Resident Evil 2 and 3. But it's like my 3rd or 4th favourite Resident Evil game of all time. This game is so bloody good. It really, really is. Lost count how many times I've played through this game. I'd probably say at least 15 times, even more than that probably. I've completed this game so many times. And 15 times is quite a lot, considering this game's like a 6-7 hour long game. It's pretty damn long. But this game's like so action packed, and like the villains in that they've got so much personality. Salazar, Krauser, Sadler, they're so bloody good. I really like their boss fights as well. And the locations in this game are so bloody good. They really are. Leon, this is probably my favourite Leon. Personally, I think he's so bloody good. He's got like a serious side, but also like a comedic side as well. It kind of like takes the mick out of the enemies and that at times. So yeah, I love this game. Again, a lot of people say this is a game that killed like classic Resident Evil, which I definitely agree with, because this game's like pretty much full on like action. But I love this game. This did Resident Evil action, correctly. I do like some of the other like Resident Evil like, action-packed games, but for me this game was the pinnacle. Absolutely love this game. Absolutely tremendous stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going on about it. It's so good, guys. It really, really is. Yeah. If you've not played Resident Evil 4, and you like action-packed games, you're missing out. You really, really are. Absolutely tremendous game. Okay, so going to the PS3 games now, and we have Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition. Which again for me is just an absolutely tremendous game. I love this game to death, despite what people say. A lot of people are kind of iffy on this game, but I don't know, I'm starting to see like more people like appreciating this game now, which, I'm definitely a fan of, So yeah, this is the Gold Edition, which has the DLC on it. It's got like extra costumes and like extra characters for the mercenary mode, so it's definitely the superior version to get. Or the PS4 version. You can get the PS4 version as well, which has got all this on it as well, But yeah, I really like this game. I think Chris is an alright character. I don't like him as much as like I did in like Resident Evil 1 or Code Veronica, but I still think Chris is pretty likeable in this game. Even if he does look like he's been on like the roids and stuff, and like he shouts at things all the time, which is kind of funny, but I still like Chris. Punching boulders, punching enemies, it's all good fun. It really, really is. I love Wesker in this game. Even though I love Wesker in Resident Evil 1, I do think this is probably like the best Wesker, because he's so bloody badass. He's kind of like got Matrix abilities and things, which I really, really like. Definitely adds to like his character. I love, the dialogue between Wesker and Chris is really, really good. And I like Sheva. I don't like it when the computer's controlling Sheva, but I like Sheva as a character. I think Sheva's, she's pretty alright. She's pretty cute. I think she's got a likeable personality. I really, really do. Like the cutscenes with Sheva in it. But like I say, when the computer's controlling Sheva, it just balls it up. It balls it up so much because the blooming computer AI doesn't know what it's doing. It shoots up walls and things. It's so blooming bad. But like I say, I don't mind Sheva as a character. Like the locations are alright. You're in Africa, which it's a pretty interesting location for a game. I don't really like the bit when you get into like the mining area. It's obviously like in a mine, it's kinda not that great, but I still really enjoy this game for what it is. I think the boss battles are pretty good. Like I said, the only thing for me that drags this game down is the computer AI. That does drag it down a little bit, but playing this with friends and stuff, it's so blooming good. I used to play this on co-op so much back in the day. I've completed this on co-op with so many different people, it's unreal. So yeah, Resident Evil 5, like I say, I love this game to death, despite it doesn't live up to Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is definitely superior, but I still love this game. Again, it's another game I've probably completed about maybe 8 times, 9 times. Still quite a lot of times, Next game was a DS game, or 3DS game I think it was, to be more specific, but it got a PlayStation 3 port, and it's even on PS4 now. So yeah, definitely milking this game, and it's Resident Evil Revelations. Which I think is a pretty decent game for me. I definitely prefer Resident Evil 4 and 5 to this game, but I do still think this is a decent game. It does have a little bit more, it has a little bit of like classic Resident Evil in it, where you have to like backtrack to certain locations and stuff, which, I kind of appreciate. It's a boat, like Resident Evil Dead Aim, which, but nah, I'm not going to lie guys, they did do it a lot better in this game. The boat is more interesting in this game. It's got more, exploration that you could do on the boat. And like, the locations in the boat do, I say a boat, but it's a ship, but you get what I mean. For me, the ship's more, entertaining than it was in Dead Aim. It's more, it's more explorable. It's, it's a lot better to look at, But yeah, it's the return of Jill Valentine. It's also got Chris in it. It's got some new characters like Jessica, a weird guy. I cannot remember his name. Yeah, what was his name? Quint. And there was a guy with a really funny name. Hold on guys, I wonder if it tells you in here. Yeah. Hold on, I need to look it up. Okay, so their names are Quint and Keith, but their like code names are Jackass and Grinder. So I thought that was pretty entertaining. It definitely added to their characters. They're kind of like goofy characters, but I thought they were pretty damn enjoyable. Again, Jill and Chris in this game are pretty good. They're not fantastic, but they're decent enough. I definitely prefer like Resident Evil 3 Jill, and I definitely prefer like Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil Code Veronica Chris, and Resident Evil 1 Chris as well. It's probably like the weaker of the Chris Redfields in this game, but I still like him. I still think he's a decent enough character. And yeah, I think it's a pretty decent game. I mean, obviously like the graphics in this game, they aren't great, because obviously it's a port of a 3DS game, but I don't think they look too bad. To be honest, considering it's just a port of a 3DS game, but, so I think this game is decent. It doesn't compare to a lot of the Resident Evil games, but I still think it's a decent enough game. Only completed it twice, which is very rare for me, because I completed Resident Evil games multiple times, but I only completed that one twice. Okay, next we get on to the PS4 games. So I might as well mention a game that I don't have anymore, and that was Resident Evil Revelations 2. I did not like that game. I really didn't, which was kind of sad, because it had Bum and Claire Redfield in it. It had Claire and it had Barry in it. It had so much fan service, because I love Barry. Barry's a great character. And I really like Claire as well, but for me, I don't know, it just didn't feel that great. The characters felt very, very, watered down. It didn't feel like themselves in Resident Evil Revelations 2. And the game itself was pretty, frustrating to play. I didn't really like it. It had, stealth sections and things, and yeah, I just didn't like it. I found myself getting quite frustrated at the game, and not really enjoying it that much. So yeah, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Sorry to say, I didn't like that game. To be honest, it could be, my least favourite Resident Evil game. Really could. I just did not like that game. And I sold it, so that must be telling you something. Even though I say games like this is pretty average, I've still got this game, so that tells you something, I've decided to keep it because I might play it again. I do not want to play Revelations 2 again, I really don't. I'm sorry, I do not like that game. Okay, a little update here. There's actually two games that I totally forgot about. Because I used to have them on the Resident Evil Origins collection on the PS4, but I ended up selling that, which I do want to rebuy at some point, because one of the games I did like, one that I didn't. But yeah, the two games were basically HD versions of the GameCube games, and that was Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil Zero. Now I thought Resident Evil Remake was pretty damn good. It definitely took a lot of, good things from Resident Evil 1 and made it into a really good game in my opinion. I like how it obviously brought back the the enemies from Resident Evil 1, but made them more advanced, with the boss fights and things. The Snake boss fight was really good, the Platinum boss fight was pretty damn good, the sharks were bloody intimidating as hell. And also I liked the remastered music was pretty damn good as well. Definitely a pretty good take on original Resident Evil 1 music. And also liked how they added a few new enemies like the Crimson Heads and also the Lisa the Monster, which you find out more about Lisa and why she got turned into a monster and that as the game goes on by reading files and things. But yeah, I thought Remake was good. Definitely a good take on original Resident Evil. I do still prefer Resident Evil 1 obviously because I've got nostalgia and I grew up with that game, but Resident Evil Remake I thought was a great game. Looked absolutely beautiful, great locations, and yeah, overall in my opinion a really good game. As for Resident Evil Zero, a totally different story. I did not like Resident Evil Zero. I thought Resident Evil Zero was really frustrating to play. I didn't like how you didn't have an inventory box. You had to drop items all over the place rather than put them in a box, and that was just bombing annoying. I absolutely hated that, having to drop items and then having to pick them up later on if you wanted to get them again. Yeah, why they removed the item box, I have absolutely no idea. I did not get on well with that game at all. In the end, I ended up lacking in health items and ammo and stuff. I struggled my way through that game. To be honest, the leeches and that, they're so bloody annoying to fight. I did not like them at all. So yeah, I did not have a good time with Zero. I really didn't. I liked how they brought back Rebecca, and I liked the new character Billy. Again, every Resident Evil character, he's only been in one game, but I thought Billy was a good character. He's like an ex-criminal. He breaks out and has Rebecca assist him, through the game. I like switching the characters, and that was an interesting idea. But I don't know. For me, it was just annoying to me. But yeah, Zero, again, another one of the games I'd probably consider one of my least favourite Resident Evil games. I'd probably still say it was better than Revelations 2. And maybe even slightly better than Dead Aim, but yeah, I just didn't like, I didn't like Zero much at all. I thought it was frustrating and for me, just not that enjoyable. So yeah, I thought I would make this little update so I didn't miss out 2 games. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Okay, so another Resident Evil game that I totally forgot about is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which is again, it's another totally different style Resident Evil game. It's kind of like SOCOM, but of the Resident Evil setting. And again, just like some of the other Resident Evil games, I don't think this game's as bad as people let on. Again, this feels nothing like Resident Evil. This is just SOCOM with Resident Evil enemies. That's basically what this is. But I still kind of like this game. Again, it's got Mr. X in it. It's got William Birkin from Resident Evil 2. It's got Nemesis in it. It's got a lot of Resident Evil fan service. But again, a lot of people don't like it just because it's not like classic Resident Evil, which I can definitely see why people would hate it. But I don't know, just swap Resident Evil in the title and I'll probably end up liking anything, to be honest. So, also like how Leon and Claire made an appearance in this game, even if it was only briefly. I still kind of like the fact that they're in it, even if, say, just brief. But yeah, I just think this is alright, it's not great, but it's okay. I don't think it's as bad as what people let on. I still think this is a decent enough game. It's just not a Resident Evil game, it's just it's SOCOM, but with Resident Evil enemies. But yeah, I still like this, so yeah, can't believe I totally forgot about that one. Okay, so we're on to the PS4 games that I do have here. And the first one is Resident Evil 6, which I've also got the PS3 version, which I should probably get rid of. I don't really need 2 versions. This will obviously be the superior version because it's got all the DLC and stuff on it as well. For the multiplayer and stuff. You can see this is the Chinese version, so it's lucky that the PS4 is region free, But I love Resident Evil 6 as well. Again, it's one of those games that's kind of like love or hate. If you only like classic Resident Evil, you're going to hate this game. But if you don't look at this as a Resident Evil game and you look at this as an action game, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. If you love the idea of grappling zombies and kicking them and punching them and just throwing them around and stuff, you'll absolutely love this game. It's so and fun. It really, really is. Well, 2 campaigns are fun. 2 campaigns are not fun. I don't like the Chris campaign. I just find it's kind of like Call of Duty with zombies, and it's not that great in my opinion. Pretty much all the zombies have guns, and yeah, it does my head in, But for me, the scenarios that I do like are the Leon campaign and the Jake campaign. The Leon campaign you play as Leon and Helena. And actually I really like the characters. I like Helena. This is the only game she's been in, probably the only game she ever will be in, but I think Helena was a good character. I thought she was pretty likeable, in my opinion. Leon was likeable in this game. Leon's always likeable. I don't think I've ever played a Resident Evil game with Leon in it that I didn't like his character, so again, another reason why I really, really like Leon. I just think he's a really likeable and just an awesome character, And my favourite of all the campaigns for me was Jake and Cherry. I don't know why, I absolutely love these characters together. I thought these characters had so much chemistry. Obviously this was the first game that Jake Muller has been in, and probably the only one as well, which I'm really sad about, because Jake Muller is actually a really, really cool, badass character. I thought he was really, really likeable. Again, it's a character that does show a lot of character development. He starts off really moody and just really cheeky to Sherry, but as the game goes on, they actually start to form a friendship. And you actually see a caring side to his character, so yeah, a badass but with a caring side in the end, and spoiler alert, he's Albert Wesker's son, so yeah, you think evil might run in the family, maybe down the line, maybe he'll turn into a villain, but I hope he doesn't. I think he could be a really badass, hero character, but again, he's probably one of those characters that you'll probably never see again, but I really hope you see him again. And Sherry in this game is really, really good as well. Obviously the first game that Sherry was in was Resident Evil 2 when she was only a young girl. She's 12 or 13 or something. In this game she's obviously a lot older and stuff. And again, I just think she's got a really, really likeable personality. And her and Jake, in my opinion, work so well together. And for me, just like the locations, like the boss fight, there's this like thing that chases you around the place, kind of like similar to Nemesis in a way. I think it's Yustanak or something. It's got a really weird name, but I think it's a really like, cool, boss. And I really like that part of the game, when that thing chases you around and stuff, and you have to like fight it multiple times in the campaign. So yeah, I love Resident Evil 6. I really don't get why people hate it. I think the only people that hate this game are people that are just, butthurt that it's not like a classic Resident Evil game. I mean, I can definitely see that. I mean, I do love, classic Resident Evil as well, but I do like the action-packed games as well, and I think, the majority of people will prefer action-packed games nowadays to like classic Resident Evil. A lot of people won't like backtracking and stuff like that nowadays, but I don't know, I still really like this game. Like I say, this game for me is still a lot of fun, and yeah, really like it. I just really don't get the hate for that game, and Resident Evil 5 as well. It gets so much hate, and I don't know, I think, like I said, I do think people are starting to appreciate the games more now. Just don't look at them as Resident Evil games, just look at them as action games. And they're really bloody fun. They work well as action games, And the last game I talk about, guys, is Resident Evil 7, or Resident Evil Biohazard. And this game really grew on me. I've mentioned it before. This game at the beginning I was kinda iffy on. I mean, for me this doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game. For me, it's obviously got like classic elements of Resident Evil, like backtracking, like item management and stuff. But for me, it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game because of the characters. I didn't care about the character you play as. For me, you're as much a character in this game as the guy you're playing as. He doesn't really show like too much emotion and stuff, so I didn't really like that. For me, the stars in this game are the villains. The Baker family. They're really, really creepy. And as you start to know more and more about the Baker family, you realise they're just a normal family, but they've been infected with a virus, and you do feel sorry for these guys. Because they don't mean to be like bad and like sinister and twisted. They're just infected with a virus. They're actually just a perfectly normal family. It's pretty damn crazy. You feel sorry for them. But the thing I love about this game is just how creepy it is. This game is so blooming creepy. And the fact that sometimes you cannot defend yourself very well. You have to like hide and stuff from like the Baker family because they'll hunt you down and you've got to like hide from them. Because you can't really kill them unless it's a boss fight. So, and and if you do like try and like fend them off with ammo, you're going to have to like waste a lot of bullets, you're probably going to need for other enemies. But yes, I did like that about the game. The locations are creepy, the boss fights are cool. Definitely has you on your edge. It's a very like tense game. But yeah, like I said, it's a really good game as well. Again, doesn't feel like Resident Evil for me. It feels kind of like Outlast or something. But again, I really like this game. I think it's a great game. Very tense and very creepy and very, very enjoyable. So yeah, Resident Evil 7. So anyway, guys, that is my series review of Resident Evil 2. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. My throat's getting really, really dry. I hope you guys haven't noticed that my voice is starting to die. I need to drink of water or something, but yeah, really enjoyed doing this, guys. Again, let me know, guys, if you've got any requests. Like if you want me to do like the Tomb Raider series first, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'll get round to it, because I think this could be an interesting idea for a video series, Also, Devil May Cry, that's another one I forgot to mention. I'll probably do a Devil May Cry series review as well. But anyway, guys, yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what is your favourite and least favourite Resident Evil games, and also your favourite and least favourite Resident Evil characters. Definitely interested to know your guys' opinions on that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all later. See you guys. Take care. Oops.